Oh guys, it is KikiZilla101 here yet again. Excuse the messed up hair. Literally just woke up and I realized how late it was, and I wanted to make sure I got my stream out before it was too late for my UK viewers. Diego Roa, we have you here. Savage Aloe, nice to see you too. King Egypticus, we got the big Mesozoic Isle. Dude, I don't know what. I had something planned and I forgot it. So King Kaiju's here also. Today we will be getting a teaser. It's not going to be like a big one. It's going to be kind of a small one for today because I've been working hard at the film that I've been writing that's coming out this weekend. I finally got almost all of the voice lines for it, so it's going to be out soon. I've been editing it and finishing it up. Season 2 of what you will see. We have J212 here. Not going to be here long. Going to a birthday. Okay, you enjoy that once you leave. But thank you for stopping by when you can. Don't lie. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, we will have a little teaser later today. Actually, I was going to say something that I don't want to say because that would be stupid of me. So today we do want to talk a little bit about some stuff. So first, I cut myself. Anyways, if this fan is too loud, let me know. Season 1 still being worked on, so that's the progress on that is still steady. We haven't gone too much for the main season yet. We've done some stuff for the prologue, but we need to go up and do the rest of the main season during this month. So still filming Mesozoic Isle. So you have any time for paleo reviews? I do intend to go back to paleo reviews. I've actually been really excited to go back to them. I am probably going to end up having to do that after July, though. Like, after I'm done filming with Mesozoic Isle and stuff. This film, I should have worked on it earlier because it's distracted me a lot from Mesozoic Isle. So I'm trying to finish this up as fast as possible so I can get back on Mesozoic Isle's track with Mesozoic Isle. A place of wonders. Yes, many much a place of wonders. So yeah, the progress report, that's basically that. You still gonna review my boy for the next one? Oh yeah, the Carnegie Spinosaurus. Yes, the Carnegie Spinosaurus. Then I'm gonna review the Carcharodontosaurus because it was requested twice by two different people, and then I'm gonna review the Parasaurolophus, which was also requested, which is the first ever requested paleo review. So I'm gonna request that one or review that one. And then I'm gonna start mixing it up a little bit more. Hopefully, moving into stuff that I'm gonna alternate it, like do a review of a figure that I really want to review, and then do a review of a figure you guys really want me to review, so a highly requested figure, and maybe also alternate a one where you guys vote for a figure. So that should be coming back. Just not yet. Just give it another month. I'm sorry. You requested an Allosaurus. A review on an Allosaurus. I have 3 different Allosauruses, so yeah, definitely go ahead and request it on the next paleo review that comes out, or the next one that I ask for you guys, or just request it on the next paleo review that comes out. And the one that's most requested, I will get to next after the other ones. Anyways, that was paleo review. So big news. Well, we did get some new figures from my grandparents. They have been clearing out their house, so they gave me some of their old dinosaur toys, so I have some of that, and one of them I will use in Mesozoic Isle, but just a little cameo appearance. Or not even that, it's like a background character. Trying to think if there's anything else before I move on to the big thing here. I don't think there is. Okay, so, big thing. Season 2. We have just started. I found out how to have a name with spaces like without spaces. You should need 100 subs. Yeah, that's what I told you in the last stream, isn't it? You were the one that asked me on the 4th of July stream? Yeah. Anyways, also 5 years I was so busy trying to get my sister's voice lines done and working on the film that I completely had forgotten to do anything for my 5th year on YouTube anniversary, which is yesterday. So yeah, 5 years. That's awesome. This has been a part of my life for basically over a fourth of it, which is amazing. And it's been an amazing journey, and ever since coming to the DynoTube community, my life has never been better. So I have all of you guys to thank for that. However, I also do want to say that we started working on season 2 of Mesozoic Isle. I've been working on the very early stuff, getting it planned and stuff, storylines that we still needed to structurally plan and stuff before we actually get into moving into. Sorry, let me get some more coffee in me. Before we move into script writing. Been on YouTube for what, 8 months? Yeah. Well, it's all. Congrats on 5 years. Oh, thank you. 50 years? Crap. Oh, well. No, not 50 years. But yeah, we've started working on it, and I know a lot of people have been wanting a Carnotaurus story, and they've been excited when I told them that there's a Carnotaurus story in season 2. And my sister, who is the narrator for the film or for the show, has finally gotten around to coming up with an idea for the Carnotaurus storyline, which is amazing. I am extremely happy with the storyline that she's come up with. Very, very unique, very different from anything I had planned before for the Carnotaurus storyline. So I'm really happy I got her to do that. It's not completely done yet. She still has a couple like arc plot points to choose out, but we're working on that. And I can say with confidence that I love season 2 so much. I was so worried about season 2 for a while because I loved the structure of season 1 and how I could have all these different animals in one place, and the rate and the format it went in. And season 2 was going to be so different. I was really worried for it because you really jump around the island a lot into a lot of different areas. But I've structured it to a way I think I like it. Or I know I like it, but also the storylines in season 2 are far better than season 1. I'm not saying that season 1's bad. I love season 1, but I'm just saying season 2 is even better, which I'm really happy because I'm upping the ante on season 2. There's different locations and stuff, but also 2 of the main storylines for season 2 are, I believe, some of the most unique storylines ever put to DynoTube ever. I've never seen any storylines in a Dinosaur Island type series that even come close to the similarity of what these 2 storylines are. And one of them is the Carnotaurus storyline, and another one is okay, it's the deserty storyline. I'll just say that. But they're very, very unique, very, very fun to write, and I'm just so excited to see what you guys are going to think of them. Okay, bye, Diego Roa. What about a Utirana storyline? I have already confirmed that there is a Utirana storyline for season 2. That's probably my central storyline. She is my main, probably my main character for season 2, if I'm being honest. She's going to be a new character for season 2, but I love Utyrannus, and I'm really excited to see what you guys are going to think of the Utyrannus storyline in season 2. There's also a lot of there's a couple storylines that of characters that survive the events of season 1 and come into season 2 with continued storylines, and there's a lot that don't because they don't live, or they don't do it because it's just I don't have a storyline for them and it's just not a point, or some of them come back and have side storylines that interact with other major storylines. Guess what dinosaur I am? You're a Dilophosaurus. I liked it. Thank you guys so much for all the likes. You're so lucky to have siblings to help you with this degree with your YouTube stuff. Yeah, it is really awesome. It's mostly my sister, but my other siblings do help out a little bit with some stuff. Mostly my 3 younger brothers, I am just they want to see the show, so I've been keeping it secret for them, so they don't know anything about it. But my sister, huge part of Mesozoic Isle. I also have a couple other people that are really big parts of Mesozoic Isle. Spinodude reviews. He's a really big part of Mesozoic Isle. He's been painting stuff, but he doesn't know the plot or anything like that. He knows more than you guys do. Without spoiling anything, how many characters die in Mesozoic Isle Season 1? That's kind of a spoiler. I'm just going to say a lot. A lot of characters die in Season 1. And there's one thing I want you guys to take into Mesozoic Isle is that I am telling stories for many various reasons. There are hidden meanings in every story. I have deep meanings in the entirety of Mesozoic Isle. There's a lot I put into Mesozoic Isle. A lot for people that are theorizers and analyzers to really dig deep into. But it's also based on realism. The characters are supposed to be very realistic. These are supposed to be real animals, so they behave like real animals, and they're not overly anthropomorphized, or they don't do ridiculous things. What I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to lead into the fact that no character, no matter how much you like them, or no matter how pivotal or important or amazing they seem, is safe inside my series. If you accept that fact, I think you'll enjoy the show a lot more. Even though if you do expect the character not to die and then they end up dying, that'd probably be more of a shocker. But I do want everybody to realize that there are high stakes. This is not a show I've designed that is going to just, for lack of a better example, like first 3 seasons of Dinosaur Island, where you just know Bloodtooth isn't going to die, and then he comes back with season 4 and obviously kills her off, so it shocked everybody. But I want people to understand, there's no Bloodtooth in this one, in Mesozoic Isle. So don't ever see any one character as immortal or not going to get killed. There's a lot of twists and turns and stuff. So, and I do purposely tease things in certain ways to make people think certain things, and I even said things to steer people in the incorrect direction on purpose because I don't want to spoil certain things. I'm looking forward to MI more than anything out there. Oh, thank you. I really hope it's going to be exactly what you're looking for. It's got a lot of work put into it, and like I said, if you guys love season 2, season 1, then season 2 is going to be miles better. I currently am really early on. I just have ideas floating around for season 3, and I know where I want to go. I know where the whole arc of the 3 seasons of Mesozoic Isle go. But I don't really know necessarily everything that happens in season 3. I just have basic generic ideas of where I kind of want to go. So I'm leaving that open until like next summer when I start writing season 3, so I can incorporate all my newest ideas into it. And really just explore. So I can't really say anything for sure, but season 2 is going to make it hard, and I'm definitely going to have to make sure that I keep it up, because if I can make season 3 even better than season 2, then I think Mesozoic Isle is just going to be absolutely perfect to what I wanted it to be. So, but it's going to be hard to top season 2. Season 2 is pretty great. What do you think of a spin-off called Mesozoic Isle Infinity Soar, where every dinosaur turns to sand instead of fossils? That would be hilarious. That would be freaking hilarious. I would love to see someone make that, like kind of like how Dino Man made if Dinosaur Island had cell phones, kind of like a little spoof of it. I'd love to see someone do that. Maybe you should do that. I would love to see it. Absolutely adore it. Obviously, you'd have to see season 1 first, actually. Make a competent thing like that. But yes, so season 2 is underway. I'm very, very excited. I know I'm hyping it up pretty early, but I'm just very, very excited for it. I just think it's really fun, really awesome story with... I know I'm not going to say that. It's hard to say what I want to say because I don't want to spoil certain things. I don't have any dinosaur toys, though. Oh, you don't? That's interesting. So, why are you hanging out in the dinosaur community? Are you just like a dinosaur fan that just doesn't collect? Is that just what you are? Anyways, yeah. So that's basically everything I kind of wanted to sum up with season 2 and stuff like that. So, I mean, we can just kind of move into a Q&A section here, and I can just kind of keep talking about certain stuff about Mesozoic Isle. I know King Egypticus usually has really great questions. I bet some other people have some good questions too. Imagine that instead of Infinity Stones that were differently colored gumballs, and when Thanos put them all in his mouth, he blew a bubble half the universe candy shop's tide. That would be a very interesting take on Infinity War. I think that'd be hilarious. That'd be very funny. I have a question. Can you spoil everything to me? No. I refuse to spoil it for people. I know I've had many people ask me to spoil certain things or show them Monster Commanderus Rex, but that's not happening. And one thing I do want to emphasize, just because I think it's been a while since I've said it, and recently we've been getting closer and closer to getting to see the Monster Commanderus Rex. I do want to emphasize that season 1 you don't get to see him very much. The character. Season 1 he kind of makes a cameo. The Monster Commanderus Rex does. It's not a major character. I love the scene that he shows up in, but he's saved for season 2. Season 2, he's a little bit bigger in season 2. So, yeah, but it definitely makes a cameo appearance to just introduce you to the fact that there are pretty mean hybrids on the island. I just love dinosaurs, believe it or not. One of my first words as a baby was Archaeopteryx. That's a very complex, interesting word. I have a question. Can you... Oh, wait, I already read that. What is the book for? What book? Oh, this? This has... Ooh, I don't want to show that side. That side had a little hybrid's name shown. This has, like, a lot of season 2 stuff, season 1 stuff, a lot of planning stuff, a lot of just some other of my shows and movies that I had planned. There's a lot of canceled stuff that is in there, but there's a lot of season 2 stuff inside there. Actually, I have some of it streaming across my desk too. So I'm glad the camera's not pointing at that because that's not covered up. Okay, that I asked that too. Anyway, I know you asked about the Monster Commanderus Rex. That's what I was kind of joking about. Anyway, will Killer be alive in season 1? And if not, how did he die? Oh, Killer, as in the Carcharodontosaurus? That is an excellent question. I still have 2 more file teasers that I have not made yet. After I'm done with this film, I'll make those 2 and release them for next Saturday. But there's 2 more attached to Kate's storyline, so you'll get to find out. Don't worry. You will get to find out what a little bit more. I don't know if you're going to find out exactly what you want, but you will find out more. But I will tell you that Killer does not show up in season 1. If that's one thing you're running. If you're just asking if he's alive during the events of season 1, then you'll have to wait and see. But yeah, he's definitely not in season 1. He's not a character in season 1. I can tell you that. What characters breathe in the series? All of them, hopefully, up until a point. Of course, some of them die, and then they can't breathe anymore. How do you spell Monster Wacky Wacko Rex? Monster Commanderus Rex is like this. Or you can always ask King Egypticus, because he's like the only one that can actually spell it correctly that I've ever seen. Oh, and then Rex, of course. Yep, right there. Well, actually, you spelled it a little bit wrong. You spelled it right before. It's Monstre Commanderus Rex. Do the sacred texts. Yes, the sacred texts. Much sacred texts. Is there an Augustine den in the series? I think you mean Augustania or something like that. I forget what you're talking about. I think that's what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't even know if it's on the island, to be honest. I'm still kind of like roughing off the edges on the whole roster list. We've actually been working on that a little bit more intently. But yeah, I don't currently have any plans for that dinosaur inside the series yet. I sold all of my dinosaur figures a long time ago, but sold them for Funko Pops. That's interesting. No, I'm collecting Funko Pops. I didn't sell them for the Funko Pops. Oh, okay, gotcha. Will Kate's backstory also be explained in the show, or will people have to read the teasers? That's a great question. I've actually been kind of back and forth on that because I do like having character motivations for them, but the way Kate is introduced inside the show makes it a little bit more clunky to give you a background story on her. So we'll see. Possibly, possibly not. But either way, if she does have any background story stated inside the show, which I think you'll at least like get a line of dialogue saying something about it, you won't get nearly as what you'll get with the teasers. That's kind of intentional. They're their own source of media. The stories you get told in the file teasers, they overlap and connect to the main events of the seasons, but they're purposely a separate media, kind of like a separate story that that are like puzzle pieces you can put together. So, yeah, most of what you learn inside those teasers will stay inside those teasers. Oh, sorry, I meant August. Augustidin. Augustidin. I don't know either. It's not a dinosaur. What is it? Season 2 of what? Season 2 of Mesozoic Isle. We had just spoken about that a little bit. Monster Commanderus Rex is my life. Monster Commanderus Rex is amazing. I am so excited to see what you guys are going to think of the Monster Commanderus Rex. And I hope Season 1 will hype him up for Season 2. Yesterday I had an amazing idea for a storyline in Season 2 of my show because I got the Papo Feathered Velociraptor. That's cool. There's a Papo Feathered Velociraptor in Season 2 of Mesozoic Isle. Very important character. They play a Utah Raptor, and Utah Raptors have a very big storyline. They're new characters for Season 2. I know that you guys do get to see that in the poster for Mesozoic Isle Season 1, there are Utah Raptor characters on that poster, but they're not very big, and they make more kind of a cameo role. But in Season 2, there's a whole Utah Raptor storyline, which I'm really happy with. Is there a file of this teaser for this teaser? Yes, there is. It's on the Discord in the Mesozoic Isle page. The Discord is linked in the description. It's also on the Facebook page for Mesozoic Isle. It's on the Instagram and the Twitter. And it has links to all of these teasers. Indominus Rex versus Monster Commanderus Rex. I can say with confidence Monster Commanderus Rex would destroy Indominus Rex, which I love Indominus Rex, and I think Indominus Rex is awesome. But Monster Commanderus Rex, yeah, that would not be much of a fight. Just yesterday, I had an amazing idea for a storyline in Season 2 of how. Oh yeah, never mind. I read that. Most people weren't on that classified stream that was totally not about fireworks. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I did make that private, by the way. Indoraptor is not my life. I hope Monster Commanderus Rex is. Augustin was a shark that lived up to 30 million years ago, and it was 25 to 35 feet. If that is cool. Thank you for sharing that with me, by the way. Thank you for telling me what that is. I'm not very good with my Cenozoic stuff. I don't know too much about it. But if that shows up, it'll be inside Cenozoic Isle. So there's your answer. It had a diet of mainly seals. Huh. Gotcha. Poor seals. Kayak made a good monster whatever wreck. Kayak made a good monster whatever wreck. What? Kayak made a good Monster Commanderus Rex fig. What? What are you talking about? Mine's a Dakota Raptor. Now that I think about it, Season 2 of my show will be like Avengers Infinity War. Oh, really? Gotcha. Wait, are all the dinosaurs going to fight up against the Monster Commanderus Rex, which is only a few of the dinosaurs survive after the battle? Oh my god. That's a good theory. However, I will tell you, like I've said, I've tried to play this. You're not going to see anything like Prehistoric Island where there's just one big like T-Rex and then all these other things from all across the island attack it. Nothing to that level that's unrealistic. Nothing like that's going to ever happen in the show. So yeah, but you'll definitely get some epic scenes with Monster Commander Rex in season 1, but mostly in season 2. And I think you guys will be very happy. Monster Commander Rex is awesome. I thought I guessed right. Oh, you're guessing that Kayakasaurus is making the Monster Commander Rex figure? Yeah, like I've said, I'm just going to give you guys like a little hint here. I've had the Monster Commander Rex planned for 3 years, and 3 years before I met Kayakasaurus. I'll just leave it at that. It's a little hint. Is the Monster Commander Rex a genetic mistake which will be causing havoc in the ecosystem and throwing things off balance? Yes, to your description of what it does. Genetic mistake, not necessarily. Not going to say any more than that. What are we talking about? I want to join this conversation. We are talking about Mesozoic Isle, Mesozoic Isle Season 2, just answering generic questions and stuff. And quite frankly, a lot has been very popular around Monster Commander Rex, which is a hybrid animal that is confirmed for Mesozoic Isle, the series, and it will be making an appearance in Season 1, but will be making its like prominent role in Season 2. I just got a deal, an idea. I'll animate my own series, bro. This will be awesome. There you go. Animate it. I love that. I love that idea. Do it. Genetic engineering mistake. Experiment gone bad. No. Let's just say that the Monster Commander Rex was very intentional. It was very intentional. Maybe the effects were not, but it was the animal itself was very intentional. Nerd Out just uploaded a Jurassic World song. It's not out yet, Spino Rod. Or Spinal Lord, you mean? Yeah. It's not out yet, but let's talk a little bit more about season 2. Just hype this up a little bit. So, some of the things that people were really asking me about for season 1, and when I first announced it, and I kept telling everybody, yeah, for season 2. So some of the big storylines I think people will be happy to see in season 2 that you don't get to see in season 1 is we get a Spinosaurus storyline in season 2, which I'm really happy with. A very unique storyline. We have the Utahraptor storyline, which is also very new. We have a Carnotaurus storyline, which is very new. We have the Utyrannus storyline, which is very new. We also have a smaller but but definitely notable Acrocanthosaurus storyline. Hype train, yes. Any ideas for dinosaurs in my series? There's so many dinosaurs. Nerd Out just that's the same thing I did before. Gosh. I must see Monster Commander Rex within the next few hours or I will explode. That sucks, man. You'll never get to see Mesozoic Isle if you explode. Trust me, it'll be worth it. People who know what Monster Commander Rex is and what it looks like are myself, Godzilla Fan 40. I think Troy knows. He might. I'm not sure. No, I think he does. Yeah, Troy knows. Kayakasaurus knows. I've talked to him a bit about it. And Spino Dude. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Did I say Mandy? Mandy knows. Yeah, Mandy. Mandy, myself, Caesar, aka Godzilla Fan 40, Kayakasaurus, Troy, and Spino Dude Reviews all know what Monster Commander Rex is. Those people have all heard a lot about the show in terms of that. But then again, the look of Monster Commander Rex is not the most exciting thing about it. But yeah, because it's more of what it does. But do you have any tips for my new series? Wait, Caesar? What? I'm confused. Can you reword that, J212? Any ideas for dinosaurs in my series? Dinosaurs that haven't been really put into too many series. Epidexipteryx, I'd love to see if you could do that. That would be awesome to see Epidexipteryx. Let's see. What's another dinosaur I love that I don't really see anything? I'm trying to think here. Ostroraptor would be cool. What is this? El Crusade Godzilla fan 40 to tell me more. Oh, trust me, he will not. He's known a lot of this. He's even known what the Monster Commander S Rex looked like for 3 years. Trust me, he does. He will not tell you. He is a great friend that is very closely tied to a lot of the early Mesozoic Isle stuff and the modern Mesozoic Isle stuff. He will not tell you. So don't waste your time. What figure do you use for Monster Commander S Rex? Yet again, I'm not going to spoil that yet. You'll get to see it. I don't know if I'm going to show it in the trailers or I'm going to wait to show it inside the show. I might like show little bits of it in the trailers, but other than that, yeah. I think I'm going to wait for the show. Because the way it's introduced would be a lot less impactful if you knew exactly what it looked like. But I'll definitely hint at it. I'll show little bits of it in the trailers. I need typing lessons. Sure. Yeah. So J212, what were you meaning? You said, do you have any tips for a new series? For new series. And then you said Caesar. Caesar. Just one more. I'm a little confused what you were trying to do there. Oh, just like any new series? Oh, that's really wide. I mean, if you can be a little bit more specific, then I could help you. The key to a successful series is to have interesting characters who are obscure species enveloped in a unique plot. Yeah. I think it's more about making a good story. The good story is the biggest thing with a character that is people can attach themselves to and really enjoy following. A very interesting character. Doesn't have to be an obscure species to be an interesting character. Yeah. Like, for example, I wanted to try to do a lot of unique stuff for Mesozoic Isle, but also I did want to use classic species. That's why I have 2 T-Rexes in Mesozoic Isle Season 1. Because T-Rexes are still cool, and it makes sense for the lore. It makes sense that they'd put a T-Rex on the island. T-Rex is one of the most famous dinosaurs and infamous dinosaurs ever, so they obviously have them there. And where this area takes place is right next to where T-Rexes live, so it makes sense for T-Rexes to be there. Or Tyrannosaurus. So, yeah, but yes, I do like where King Egypticus is going. Definitely great points to making a good character. Very good suggestions. And if you can do an obscure species, definitely go for it. Please, more animals need to be represented for sure. And if you're working on a smaller character like amount, like if you're not having too many characters, like as many as Mesozoic Isle or DIR or Dinosaur Island or Yacon Island, you're doing less characters than that, then definitely try to pick some more obscure species. And especially if you're doing the lore of your island, like where the animals survived from 65 million years ago, which is already pretty far-fetched. But what's even more far-fetched is that out of all of the animals from from over 65 million years ago, out of all of them surviving, only the most popular and famous dinosaurs are on the island. It'd make more sense for a lot of obscure dinosaurs, even possibly dinosaurs we didn't even know existed, to be on the island, and they would have changed drastically and evolved differently. So if you can do something like that, or talk about that in some way, then definitely go for that. Like, I love how Yacon Island deals with that, with island dwarfism and island gigantism. A lot of great stuff. Yacon Island is a great example for that. Yeah, that's what I would. That's how I'll sum it up now. I will be making a series soon. Not going to say too much about it yet, but there will be a series that I will be making about how to make stories and writing and stuff, like series and whatnot. Because I'm going to use my education on this topic for writing stories and whatnot to teach you guys and help the community write better stories and make it so that our community is much more lush and filled with more quality content. I'm going to try to give you guys some education on that kind of stuff and share my knowledge. Can you at least say if it's an actual figure or a homemade one? I cannot say anything. yeah, as I trust me, King Kaiju, I really do want to tell you, I'm so excited about it, but I just don't want to give it away, man. I don't want to give it away. But trust me, Mesozoic Isle does its own unique things. It has many unique things in it. It's definitely not a show that is just using a bunch of traditional dinosaur figures. I'm repainting a bunch of them with Spino Dude reviews, and Kayakasaurus is working on customized projects for me. So, yeah, definitely not going to be just your traditional things. There's going to be a lot of unique, iconic things that'll be unique to Mesozoic Isle, which is really awesome. Yeah, including me. What do you mean, including you? Including you about what? Do I have to be your best friend to see Commanders? Monster Commanders? Yeah, probably. By the way, I just watched your werewolf movie, and it was weird seeing something other than dinosaurs or Godzilla. Yeah, indeed. That movie was pretty bad, pretty cringy. I made that a long, long time ago. Actually, it was made even a long time ago before I uploaded it to YouTube because I couldn't get it off the camera. But I do like the idea of it and the premise of it, and just because I love story making and the ideas that I've had, and just to prove to myself how much I've grown since then, I would love to go back to that film and just conquer it, just make a new, like, reboot it, and just make like the same premise basically. I actually have an idea already because my sister and my other siblings have been begging me to make another like actual like movie, like a horror movie that isn't like dinosaurs and stuff, and they've been begging me for a couple of years now. And so I think I want to do that eventually. Maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll do it. But I do want to try that. Just go back at it with my all and just see if I can conquer that movie and make it a lot better. That's something I'd be interested in doing. How many T-Rexes will be in season 2? A lot, actually. There's a lot of T-Rexes in season 2, but most of them are not even characters. Like, they just kind of make appearances because there's some storylines. There's a storyline that takes place in the area where T-Rexes or Tyrannosauruses live, and there's other ones that just kind of like pass through it. So, yeah, there'll be plenty of T-Rexes in season 2, but they're not your main focus. Like I said, I think Yui, if anything, Yui the Tyrannus is the main character for season 2. Or at least she's the most important. She connects the whole story. I'd have to say that this is kind of her story. The whole thing is. But season 2 is a story about the whole island. There's a reason why it's taking place everywhere, but it's a story about the island and a new era. God, I want to say some of my slogans I've already planned for season 2's marketing, but I'm not going to. Something about season 2, though, is after season 1's over, I'm not going to do this again for season 2 where I do every Saturday there's going to be a teaser. I'm just going to do it whenever I get a good teaser out. I'm going to upload the teaser for you guys, and I have some really good ones that I can work a little bit harder on and tease for you guys. And there's like a whole like kind of theme I'm going for. But yeah, so this whole teaser every Saturday thing will end with season 1. It's just too much work, and it distracts me too much from Mesozoic Isle and stuff. Whose story is in season 1? Don't say pick a character. Don't say no one, pick a character. Whose story is it in season 1? What do you mean? Oh, you mean like central character. Central character. Oh, that's a good question, actually. But that's also the thing. I don't know if there really is a central character for season 1. That's kind of the way I designed it because I wanted people to be able to pick. And I think season 2 is the same way. So I'm gonna get to that. Don't worry. I'm not avoiding. I'm not just gonna say no one. I'm gonna try to see here. But I do want to emphasize yet again that I'm trying to make it so there's as many main characters as possible so that people can attach themselves to different characters. And I think I want to make them all likable, but there's not just one main character, kind of like Bloodtooth or Jane. You have a good selection. I think there's definitely ones people are going to gravitate more to, and that people could say are main characters throughout the series, but it's not that case in the way it's written. I say that Yui is the main character for season 2, and the fact that she's the central character. It's basically her story because she's the big thing that kind of connects everything. I really love her story. Very, very unique story. But it, yet again, I don't want to say that she's the only, like, there's the other storylines all have main characters that are really great and stuff, and some of them actually have like a more of a group that's the main thing. There's not really one individual that's the main focus. So yeah, it's tough, but I definitely think that people, from the point of view of you guys, because season 1's really hard because I'm establishing so many characters, I don't focus on a couple of them too much, but I'd say Blue is definitely a very big character. I think he's extremely important to the backbone of the story. So you could say it's his story, but Redtooth is also really big. He's in a lot of episodes. So Redtooth is yeah, he's very important. He's not the most pivotal character. He doesn't necessarily do like huge plot making things. Like Yui doesn't really do too much of that either, but they're both really pivotal, like really prominent characters. I mean, they're really prominent characters with great stories. But Blueberry is another baby, but she has more of a important story to the plot than even Redtooth does. Let's just say that. But she's not as prominent as he is. Rex and Blue were down by the river, and Blue killed Rex. Kidding. Oh yeah, you're quoting the teaser. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Rex is another. Actually, yeah, I can't believe I forgot about Rex. Rex is another. Rex and Blue. I'd say that Rex, Blue, and Spike are the backbone characters of season 1. Those are the 3 characters. I'm saying that because those 3 have a trio seasoned relationship of mutual respect for one another. They have all lived in Hidden Valley for years, and now this new influx of all these new animals is going to test all of them in different ways. Blue is the king. He is the leader and the ruler, or I should say the ruler of Hidden Valley, but he has a mutual respect with Rex, and Rex is completely content with living under Blue's rule. Blue is the boss, but Rex is just kind of friendly, and he just kind of hangs out, and Blue tolerates him. Spike is the leader of the Triceratops herd that's local, and they all kind of respect each other. It's just a big trio of mutual respect, and those 3 guys are the old ones that have lived there for the longest, and they're the ones that are tested the most by this new event. So yeah, I'd say Spike, Blue, and Rex are the main essential characters for season 1. That's what I'll say. Now you happy, King Egypticus? But on a new planet, like their own world that they came from. What? On the year 3000. Oh, gotcha. Kiki, why is your name Kiki? Kiki is my nickname that was given to me by my parents. They gave it to me when my dad is Bosnian. He's pure Bosnian, which, if any of you guys know where that is, it's in Europe. And he actually lived through the Bosnian-Serbian War when he was really young. But he and my mother, when my mother was pregnant with me, and I was about the size of a peanut, my mom wanted to ask my dad what the Bosnian word for peanut was, and he actually forgot. And so they called up his brother, my uncle, and he said Kikiriki. So that's my nickname, is Kikiriki, Kiki for short. So Kiki Zilla, because I loved Godzilla. That was what my channel was based on. And 101 was just a cool number I thought of at the time, but I didn't really think of how it connected to a class, which is Kikizilla 101. 101 usually refers to a college course or something like that. But I plan on taking a new spin at that eventually, and like I said, making a series teaching you guys how to make film and whatnot. So hopefully I'll put that 101 part of the name to use. Pick a character. Just saw the thumbnail. How could you do this? Okay. I need to go. I'm editing Prehistoric Games Rise of the Titans. Maybe could react to it. See ya. See ya. Wait, Rex and Blue. Rexy and Blue? Oh, no. That is, wow. I never noticed that before. It's Rex and Blue, or Rex, Blue, and Spike. There you go. Those are the three main characters there. Why did you comment that again? I don't know. Because he didn't see it the first time, so he scrolls through the comments. Oh yeah. Sorry, sometimes I get caught up on answering a question. I predict that the new guy will take the herd from Spike and then mate with all the females and bully the previous youngsters, maybe even try to kill them. That is a very interesting theory, and I know what you're referring to. This new rival of Spike. You can guess what the figure is for him. Yeah. And by the way, he's not named simply because I don't have a name for him yet. If any of you guys have any really cool ideas, I do actually plan on doing this in the future, especially when it comes to the website and making up names for characters that aren't named in the show, but are characters that like kind of make recurring roles or make a cameo appearance or something. I will let the community and the fans choose names for characters that can be canonized and put into the website and stuff. So if any of you guys have any really great ideas for a intimidating or scary Triceratops name, or just a cool Triceratops name, let me know. I would love to take into account Trident. It's actually kind of cool. I'll listen for some other ideas too. Trident's good. Triceratops name, and I'm not going to use it. Cool. Chat is dead. No, the chat's not dead. I'm confused. Is season 1 out? No, it's not. I'm just we just started writing a bunch of stuff for season 2, so we're talking a little bit about it because I don't have too much to talk about for season 1 right now. I'm seeing so many opportunities for verses between MI and IN. Oh, Isla Nublar. What do you mean versus opportunities? Like between characters from them? Hellhorn. I like that. That's good. That's kind of cool. Hellhorn. It's kind of like a Transformer-y name, though. That's a good name, though. Those are two good suggestions. I think I'm leaning towards Trident a little bit more. But I still want to see Blue versus Blue. Oh, yeah. Blue is a Giganotosaurus, though, from Mesozoic. Rex is he's the green Papo Tyrannosaurus. So he's the opposite color, or the other color from Rexy. King Kaiju, my Thanksgiving special is going to be set on Isla Nublar. That's cool. That is cool. Oh, frick. King Egypticus. Okay, tonight. Actually, probably after this, I'm going to watch your JP film, Woodland. The Woodland. Your unarmed Carno versus Apex. Unarmed Carno versus Apex? Oh, you mean unnamed. Unnamed Carno. Yeah. Okay. Will you make any JP films? That's a good question. I had ideas for something. I had an idea for an Indoraptor type like movie, I guess, but my friend Cesar is making a comic book about an Indoraptor right now, and I told him the idea that I had for this film. He I don't know if he liked it or not. He didn't really comment on it too much. We were kind of just kind of briefly brought it up, but maybe if I do it, it'll be like a comic book. But I don't really have too much interest in pursuing anything with JP right now, especially since Mesozoic Isle is going to be taking up so much of my time. Yeah, I'll probably just be focusing on Mesozoic Isle, or the universe of Prehistoric Archipelago. Which, yeah, there's a lot. So after the 3 seasons of Mesozoic Isle, which are going to be exhausting, they're a lot of work. I'll get to have a little bit of a break with a slightly smaller production, which will be the film Mesozoic Seas, which I guess I've been saying that title, which was just a working title for so long. I've been saying that title for so long. It's basically going to happen like that. It's just Mesozoic Seas at this point. But Cenozoic Isle, Paleozoic Isle. Yeah, that's one thing with Mesozoic Isle. You don't really get to see too much aquatic stuff besides like a Deinosuchus, basically. You don't really get to explore too much about the water, like all the water life inside Mesozoic Isle's 3 seasons, but that's why there's a whole film called Mesozoic Seas, which explores all that. But Cenozoic Isle and Paleozoic Isle will both kind of go back and forth. They'll kind of have a mix between both underwater and land. So you'll get to see the underwater Cenozoic animals, or the water Cenozoic, aquatic Cenozoic animals, and the aquatic Paleozoic animals living on those islands. I'm sorry to kill my childhood, but Ritalex would probably beat Rexy. What? Redlex would probably beat. What do you mean? RDLEX. Oh, Rex. Scott. Oh, you misspelled that a bit. Rex. Yeah, he probably would. He's probably bigger than she is, anyways. But he's also very experienced. He's got injuries. He's missing a hand. He's got some scars on him and stuff. But yeah, he's also a bull. Which on Mesozoic Isle, for the original species, Primus, for Tyrannosaurus primus, the males were bigger than the females. Some later individuals, the females do kind of end up being larger than the males, but I think it's going to level out where they're kind of around the same size. Because I think that's more or less kind of what we're thinking at this point. Because the whole thing with females being bigger than males for T-Rex was kind of just blown out of proportion. All we know is that the females were slightly wider at the hips. In 2 comparable sized tyrannosaurs, the females were comparably a little bit wider. That's it, like by a couple inches. I mean, literally by a couple inches. That's because they had their pelvis was a little bit more wide to make room for eggs, which Tyrannosaurus is one of the few dinosaurs we actually can tell the sex of the animal. Yeah, but they have to have a well-preserved pelvis, obviously, and hip. They're wider at the hips to make room for the eggs to move through the bones, the pelvis. So yeah, females were, it's not fatter, they were just wider. Fat is very different from width. Yeah. So that's that. Any more questions about Mesozoic Isle, you guys? Or Season 2, Cenozoic Isle, Paleozoic Isle, Mesozoic Seas, anything like that? What's up, Godzilla Adventures? Are you one of my newer subscribers? I think you just subscribed to me like max a week ago. Why are people on the island? Why are the people on the island? There are no people on the island. There's been actually some strict rules against having people on the island. You are a new subscriber. So did you come here because of my old Godzilla content or my dinosaur stuff? Out of 5, would you... out of 5, what would you rate JWFK? That's a good question. Yet again, I still think I need to see it a second time to have a better opinion, but just for right now, as a film, out of 5 is a pretty tough rating scale. I was going to give it a separate rating for in the JP franchise and just as a film, but I think I'm just going to give it a 3. I almost want to give it a 4, but I feel like a 4 is a little too high for me, just personally, because it's just. But if you were to give me like out of 10, maybe like a 7 or a 6. Maybe a 6. Maybe I'd give it a 6. I wasn't too overly impressed by it my first viewing. That's why I need to see a second time to finalize my opinion. One time is enough. I may not even buy the DVD. Oh yeah, gotcha. I'm making one that is right after JWFK, and dino cloning becomes illegal, and their dinos running loose on Isla Tucano that the government doesn't know about, and Owen takes Blue there to live. Gotcha. That's cool. So, is that the end of the story that he takes her there, or is the story about Blue trying to survive on this island full of dinosaurs? Both dinosaurs and Godzilla content. Also, Godzilla's Revenge, 1969, or Mechagodzilla, or Godzilla against Mechagodzilla in 2002. I don't really like either of those movies. I don't like Godzilla against Mechagodzilla or Godzilla Tokyo SOS. I think those are really overrated films, and I just don't like them. Personally, I don't think they're fun to watch. But Godzilla's Revenge is pretty terrible, so Godzilla against Mechagodzilla is cooler. Wait, JWFK, JFK, Illuminati, or Illuminate confirm. The story begins when they get on the island. Gotcha. That makes sense. Because you can't just tell me a story like that, bruh. Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. So, what's the story about? Her trying to survive on the island, or Owen trying to get off? Yeah, there you go. Illuminati. Wow, we got 8 likes. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. I really like Godzilla Final Wars and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Awesome. I love Godzilla Final Wars. Not sure exactly how I feel about Fallen Kingdom yet. I know I don't like it as much as Jurassic World. I thought Jurassic World was a better film. For a very brief period, 2 hours maybe, I was thinking of making a better version of JWFK where most of the time was spent on the island capturing the dinos to bring them to Sorna. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, but that's a really ideal scenario. I think the reason they kind of did that was because it wasn't ideal. And that's kind of what makes a compelling story. Owen and the other people get stuck and they try to get off. Gotcha. So it's like a JP3 kind of thing. Yeah. Let me think. Anything else I can tell you guys about season 2? We do return to Hidden Valley in season 2. Or there's actually a lot more than I was originally thinking we were, but it makes sense because I do want to continue the story of some of the animals that still live in Hidden Valley. Like, for example, the Triceratops herd. The herd has a story in season 2, which is very interesting. I really like the story for them. Then there's a couple other storylines that go on in Hidden Valley. I keep questioning whether or not I want to hint this really big thing. People are probably really eager to. I don't want to do it though. I want to wait until the end of season 1 to announce it. But let's just say that there's some big plans in effect. There's only 2 people left here, so it's not telling too many people. There's really big plans in effect. Like I've said, there's a lot more to what I've been telling you. And next year, you guys will get to see what I'm talking about. But there's a lot more planned to it. Kind of, but better since JP3 sucks. I love JP3. I completely disagree with that statement. I think JP3 is a very fun film. I know people don't like that the T-Rex gets killed, but they need to stop whining. And I think the Spinosaurus is a very compelling new dinosaur to put into the spotlight. I think that's great. I don't like one over the other. Gotcha. True story. I texted my friend after seeing the movie JWK. It was quite disappointing, and he asked, "What does that mean, John F. Kennedy?" That's funny. I really wish they make Godzilla vs. Gamera. Yeah, that would be really cool. Technically, they already made a play of that, but we never really get to see it. So I feel like JP3 was more consistent than JWFK in terms of pacing. Yeah, I agree. I really agree. I hate the middle part of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, where they're on the boat. Just that whole part. I just it wasn't fun to watch. It was boring. And besides, they showed like almost all of it in the trailers. The trailers really ruined this film for me. That's why I really need to see it a second time, so I don't have my experience hindered by the trailers and the fact that I've already seen all the crap, because it ruined my first experience with the film. That's for sure. They did terrible marketing for that film. Terrible. Some of the worst marketing I've ever seen. You obviously don't have to, but maybe you can help me with it. But it's okay if you don't want to. How in what way do you need help with your film? I'd love to give you some advice. And likes, he hates cats and likes JP3. I don't hate cats. I was just joking. I don't hate cats. I'm just not a cat person. But I don't really hate any animal. I hate some humans. So those animals. There's some humans I hate. But yeah, JP3. Love JP3. I think JP3 is better than the Lost World. JP3 is just a lot more fun to watch. If I were to order all the films currently, I don't know where JWFK lands, to be honest, but I know that Jurassic World is my favorite. Jurassic Park is probably my second favorite. JP3 might be, not sure yet, but I think Jurassic Park is my second favorite, and then JP3, and then The Lost World. And I'm pretty sure currently JWFK might be ahead of Jurassic Park, but I'm not sure. Either way, it's not ahead of Jurassic World. Jurassic World's still my favorite Jurassic Park movie. Trailers kind of ruined it. I'm fine with T-Rex dying since Spino was tested on. Yeah. Just advice, gotcha. I hate that the island sequence was so rushed and the island blew up in 30 minutes. The fact that the Carno and Rex and Barry all showed up within 10 to 15 minutes was so stupid and had no weight. Yeah, it did. If there was another movie coming out, don't watch the trailers because trailers equal spoilers. Yeah, but trailers can be really good. Like Deadpool 2 has amazing trailers. So far, Ant-Man and the Wasp have given away like almost nothing about their films. So I think those are pretty good trailers. Infinity War had amazing trailers. So trailers can do a good job. You can do a good job with trailers. Just Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom had terrible trailers. I think the director did not do a very good job. They were hyping him up way too much for what they were saying that he was going to do, is the way I want to word that. They were saying that he was going to be a very enticing horror director, but the film was not scary. It was not very intense. It was just very rushed, and the horror element was just at the end, and it wasn't even that compelling. It was, and a lot of parts were very cheesy. So, I mean, I was just very disappointed with the film overall and the way they marketed it. I think the marketing for that film was god-awful. Hated the island sequence. Oh, I already read that. If there is another movie coming out, don't watch the two. Kiki, you are no longer MT, buddy. What do you mean? What's MT? You just mean my buddy? Yeah, T is right next to Y, so maybe just hit T instead. It's better than Jurassic World, in my opinion. Fair enough. To each their own, man. If everybody had the same opinion, this would be a very boring world. My order is JWFK, Lost World, JP, Jurassic World, and then Jurassic Park 3. Cool. So you like The Lost World, huh? Like that whole format type thing. In order of best to worst: Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic World, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, and the Jurassic Park 3. Gotcha. I love how they used animatronics. I hated the animatronics. I really did. That's one of the things I hated the most about it. They just looked so fake in so many areas. The only good animatronic I can remember is the T-Rex when he was like touching her nose. But in other parts, she looked really fake and just limp. It was really terrible, and they did not emphasize like enough with adding CGI onto the animatronics. So that kind of made it look inconsistent. They look dramatically different when you look at the animal to their CGI. Like the Indoraptor is painful for me to watch when I'm sitting there looking at the CGI Indoraptor, which looked cool, and then all of a sudden it roars into Wheatley's face, and it's a puppet now, and it was completely obvious. It looked like a completely different animal, and I was like, "What the heck? These are terrible use of the puppets here." I think Jurassic World did a far better job because it was harder to tell that the Apatosaurus was an animatronic. And they had part of the body CGI, so it ran into it very well. And Blue's, oh God, when Blue was on the table with, oh Jesus, that animatronic was bad. Oh, it was terrible. Her movement was terrible. She looked drunk. She didn't look at all like she should. And when her tail was sitting on there, half of her tail was stiff, and on the end of it was like wiggling like that. And she looked like a little puppet. Somebody's like flinging around their room. Like, oh God, it was so terrible. The only thing that I didn't like about it was that it was rushed a ton, and I hated the Sinoceratops scene. Where it like came up and almost stepped on Owen? Is that what you're talking about? Or the one where it fought the Carnotaurus? The Carnotaurus scene was completely unnecessary. They just have it fight there just so I could throw it into the advertisements and make the movie seem more exciting. It was just such a stupid scene. And there's barely any blood or gore in the film. There was a spot of blood on the camera when Blue killed that one guy, but none when the Indoraptor snapped a guy's arm off. Yeah. It is supposed to be family friendly though, or PG-13. So I just hated they only used one animatronic in Jurassic World. Yeah, but it worked, and the whole film looked amazing. The CGI looked amazing. I feel like as long as it's working, then people need to stop complaining that they need to use animatronics. Animatronics are the past. Okay, I love it when you use animatronics to help actors emphasize upon their acting and help them act. That's important. I love it when you do that. You need to do that. You need references, but you don't need to hint. Just because your little fans are all happy because the original Jurassic Park used a bunch of animatronics because they didn't have the technology for anything else at the time. You have far better technology now. Use it. You don't have to throw this flinging raptor puppet onto a table just because your fans want to see more stuff. I think they listen to people way too much in that scenario. It's just ridiculous in my opinion. I think that they really need to focus more on making a good movie and less on making fans happy. That's kind of what they did with like the whole T-Rex Spinosaurus fiasco with Jurassic World Evolution. But the thing I didn't like was how it kissed him. Oh, how it licked his face. Yeah, that was pretty stupid. Don't you remember Ray's arm in Jurassic Park? That was PG-13 too. Seriously. Yeah, it wasn't like too terrible. It was just like a little bit of red. It wasn't like super realistic. Watch Deadpool 2, and you'll see what real gore looks like. I heard that people were saying that when Wheatley died, it was gory, even though it wasn't at all. Yeah. Whoa, Kiki rant. Yeah, I get very enthusiastic about this stuff. Sorry if I came across a little strong, but I think people just cry too much. They really do. In the Jurassic Park, that's why I don't consider myself a Jurassic Park community member, because I don't really like that community. That it's just so much worse than the normal dinosaur community with like just regular, fans of dinosaurs, actual stuff, because everybody's all hung up on nostalgia and the way these dinosaurs look, and they don't want feathers and stuff. And it's pointless, childish arguments. They don't need to be there. And like with the animatronics, they made a huge marketing push for that because they did it just to say that they did it so that people would be happy. The animatronics didn't need to be there. There was many animatronics that shouldn't have been there. The Tyrannosaurus Rex scene where she's like, where they're trying to, get blood from her or whatever. That basically that whole middle part, the part I hate, they actually admitted to it inside a trailer. I forget what trailer it is, but they said that they basically made those scenes just so that they could use animatronics. If that's not a dead giveaway, then I don't know what is. They're just trying to use more animatronics to make people happy. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I leave the stream. That's fine. It's all Gucci, my dude. Though now that I think about it, the Lost World, Eddie's car death from both T-Rexes was dropless. Yeah, it was. That's how the films have always been, my dude. I don't like the people who were whining about the JP3 Rex death. Yeah, I agree. And I feel like I really want to see the Spinosaurus again because I think it's amazing that they introduce a new big theropod to the general public, which they need to. T-Rex isn't the be-all theropod. And if they introduce the Spinosaurus in the third one, they're just going to have Rexy kill it. I'm telling you, that's what they're going to do. And I don't want that if they're going to do that because they're just appeasing to the fans. They need to stop. Just stop. The fans have been asking for Giganotosaurus in the series for many years. Introduce Giganotosaurus. Have it defeat Rexy and the Spinosaurus or something, or just have it do something else, or just get rid of Rexy and just have a Giganotosaurus or something. I don't know. Just move on from T-Rex. Seriously. I don't like the people who. I don't know. That was sad. Rip Eddie car. Yeah, poor Eddie. You got to give it to the opening scene, though. That actually felt like a Jurassic Park scene. What, in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? You're talking about that. I don't like that scene because it just teased us for the Dilophosaurus. So that's basically my main reason for hating it. But I like how in JP2 they killed off Eddie because they always have the bad people die. Yeah. I agree. It's not realistic. No, it's not. Well, in the first movie, they had the lawyer die. He's annoying, sure, but he's not a bad guy. He died. In JP3 too, they had some of the pilots die. So there you go. They teased Billy dying, but he didn't really die. I'm seriously getting tired of Rexy. Like, how is it still alive? I kind of like their reasoning for it. Did make some sense. If you do give medications and feed an animal well, it would extend its lifespan. But I don't really see her living all the way to 50. She's already over 40 years old, so. Yeah. No, they'll show the Giganotosaurus killing something that will be all it does in the film. Yeah, basically. Who's your favorite JP characters? Mine are Ian Malcolm and Roland Tembo. As in human characters or just characters in general? If you're talking about just characters in general, then the Indominus Rex is one of my favorite ones. As in terms of human characters, I love Claire's character. She's a very cool character. Owen in the first film was pretty good. I love Ian Malcolm. Ian Malcolm's awesome. In the first Jurassic Park film, and in Lost World, he's not so great. Yeah. I think that'd be my choices. Yes, he did die. Good job, Kiki. Good job. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Are you talking about the lawyer? Human. No, no Indominus. A human? Well then, yeah. My favorite character. My favorite character. I accidentally did that. My favorite character for the JP franchise then would be Claire Dearing. She's the most interesting. She has the most interesting arc in Jurassic World. They destroyed her character in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom because both her and Owen do not have arcs at all. Basically, their same feeling at the beginning of the film is the same at the end of the film. And they completely destroyed Owen's character. He has nothing going for him. He wasn't the most compelling character in the first film, Jurassic World, but at least he was interesting and he was fun to watch. He didn't have a super great arc, but he was at least interesting to watch. But Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom just destroyed him completely, and they just didn't do anything with Claire. And Claire's amazing. So yeah, Claire's my favorite. Owen, I love Owen and Ian Malcolm. Those are my favorite characters. What else did I ever try to see this? They might have Rexy live on because they might have changed its genes to live a long time, maybe. But it was only well fed for 3 years and then left alone to starve for 10, and then take care of for another 10, and then left to starve again. True, but it wasn't left to starve. It was on an island full of animals to eat, and animals that were not evolved to deal with a T-Rex, like Stegosaurus. I think Stegosaurus would have a little bit more trouble against a T-Rex. He has a little crush on Claire. Ooh, your classic kindergartner. Claire is an attractive character, yes, but or Bryce Dallas Howard is a very attractive woman, but no, I like her character a lot more. She's the most interesting character in my opinion. Can't think of. I mean, no, Maisie was a disappointment. Yeah, if you asked me before, like when I was really young, I probably would have said Alan Grant just because he was like the poster boy. But then it went to Ian Malcolm, and then when Jurassic World came out, probably Owen was my favorite. But now I've gained more appreciation just from. But like it was probably for like a week after seeing the film. But I now character or my favorite character is now Claire. That's easy. But I do not like what they did with her in Fallen Kingdom at all. What was this? So you said the lawyer died, so I sarcastically said that. Oh, gotcha. Seriously, I love Ian, but his last line in JFK. Oh, dude, that whole movie was a middle finger to Ian Malcolm fans. Whole movie. If you guys want more Jeff Goldblum, go watch Thor Ragnarok. That's some good stuff. And I can usually take something like that, but not from my favorite character, not from my favorite franchise. Yeah, fair enough. I gotta go with Malcolm and Alan. Fair enough. Kiki has a little crush. I already read that. She thick. Okay, fiasco. I need help with editing for my film. Oh, gotcha. I don't know how much I can help you with that because I'm kind of busy editing my own stuff. But if you need advice or something, you can always ask me questions on the Discord, and I can answer you and get back to you on that. Yes. Anyways, any last questions on Mesozoic Isle before we go? I'm gonna get going here. Yeah, you can ask me questions on Discord. The link is in the description if you're not already on the Discord channel. I need to get back to editing here in a second. So they just wrote a book. Basically, it would have been really interesting to see the change with Claire too. That's another thing. They missed a huge opportunity to actually explore that part of Claire, but they didn't do that. Maisie basically released a horde of murderous psychopaths into the human world. Yes, they may be alive like you, but they will also kill other people that are alive like you. Yeah, exactly. And Yeah, other people are more like her than those dinosaurs are in any way. She's not a monstrosity of genetics. Maisie's character, like, I liked Maisie's character. At first, she was better than I thought. But then when I saw the ending, I was like, this character is worthless. That they ended that character terribly, so I don't like Maisie anymore. Will Metriacanthosaurus appear in MI? That's a good question. Metriacanthosaurus is actually up for debate on the island as a roster, so maybe, possibly. We will see, my dude. No, that was a middle finger to Jurassic Park fans. Yeah. The main characters also get to live freely at the end. What? Yeah, right? Yeah. With all that crap that went down. All right. So it looks like there's no more questions from Mesozoic Isle. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Actually, I'll just wait to see if King Egypt can say anything. They go into prison. They on the run more than Cap was. Yeah, right? You'd think. By the way, I talked to Fandroid. Oh, you did? And it's so lying. They're so committing fraud, which is illegal. You're lucky I'm gonna not be rude and report them. They would get into big trouble. Will Mesozoic Isle be great? Hopefully. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. He said he wasn't fake. Yeah, anybody who's faking something can just say they're not fake. It's easy. When can I comment on more than just text chat? It's getting boring. Once you become a member, you just have to go through all the different the 3 different steps. King Egypticus and Fiasco Spino are both moderators, as well as there's a bunch of co-hosts. You basically just need to change your name to match your YouTube name, which I think you already have, and then you just need to show server raiders. It's fake, for God's sake. Yeah, it is fake. It's painfully obvious that they're fake. And I'm just not going to support that kind of crap on the server. Anyway, so yeah. Alrighty, so just send a link to your channel connected. Frickin', you're right here. You don't need to worry about it. Yep. It's lagging. What are you saying? It's lagging? Oh, let's put this right here. Alright, so I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for joining. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye.